going to introduce many kinds of album charts.
By topics, by times of places.
Monday Music Charts.
What up, Jay?
What up?
How you doing?
Good. We're still stuck on that Monster Hunter grind. Yup.
Are we really?
Because I bought it for you on your birthday. We are still playing to this moment.
I mean, what are you gonna catch up, dude? I've been better than you at the game since the beginning, dude.
I think not. You didn't even know how to swing your sword in the beginning, brother.
You didn't even know you didn't have a sword in your hand, bro. I was like, bro, you gotta equip it.
I was trying to punch people. It was intentional.
All right, so they say BTS spent more than $700 eating meats for their company gathering.
Sounds
when they
normal.
ate shabu shabu, the group spent around $1,000. When you guys have a Day6 get-together eating outing, I guess, 회식, who do you think eats the most, and how much money do you think you actually spend?
Depends where we go. If we go somewhere budget, I feel like, because you're paying for everyone that worked with you on your concert for their dinner. And they're not just eating like, oh, I'm gonna eat this and I'm full. Like they're just eating constantly because people are there to talk
And drink.
Yeah, and that. So I mean, $1,000 for like 40, 30 people sounds pretty normal to me.
I would have expected 30 people. It would have been a lot more than $1,000, honestly. You could spend $1,000 between 4 people pretty easy. If you went to a high-end restaurant, like a really, really fancy restaurant for 4 people, you could definitely spend $1,000. No, yes, no. And if you had a couple of bottles of wine in there, yeah, you definitely can.
I can't. My credit card.
I personally can't, but that definitely can happen. Because especially if you were to eat, I don't know about you, but me, if I were to eat at like a Korean barbecue place and eat until my stomach blew up, I could probably knock off at least $150, $200.
Yeah,
especially the prices of meat in Korea.
It's really expensive if you go to a good place.
And if you get like the Korean cows, like the Hanu, it can be pretty expensive. Even buying a steak at the grocery store is like $50.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah. But who do you think, I guess if you guys just eat with just the members, who do you think spends the most money on food? Or like who buys the other members' food the most? Or do you guys all do like split pays?
No, it's just whoever's buying that day. It's always different. Everyone goes around buying. But who spends the most money on food, not who eats the most food? Probably me, because I order like the expensive takeout.
Oh, you got the expensive taste.
Yeah.
You fancy, huh?
No, like I can't. Dude, like Mickey D's, like it's cool, but it kills my body now.
Oh, really?
Like, I can feel it because I eat it so much. It's like, it's not good for you. So it's like, I try getting more expensive food, which is usually healthier.
You gotta get on the organic grind, man.
No, that's too expensive for me. That's way too. Have you seen the prices on those fruits, man?
Yo, Jackson is telling me about the organic diet that he's been on. He's like, yo, that actually works. It's like, all right, you go ahead and do that.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
All right, so Monday Music Charts is a corner that we introduce in many kinds of album charts. Today's topic is Top 5 Stars Who Was the President of the Student Council. We're going to tell you which one came from 5th to 2nd, and you guys, our listeners, are going to have to tell us which one hit number 1 on the charts. We do not know which one hit number 1, so for those of you guys that get the answer correct, one of you guys will win a selfie, so get those votes in ASAP. So, did you do the student council thing when you were going to school? I guess middle school, high school?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Really?
I don't know. I was never the
what do they even do?
They plan functions like
Do they?
the Winter Formal or like Sadie's Hawkins or like whatever, but
Because I was never in the student council either. But I think from what I heard is they get to decide what the theme is for like prom and homecoming.
That's it?
I think. And then they always say that they're going to cut down on homework, but it never really actually happened.
Yeah, some of them promise like shorter school hours.
Or like
So
better lunches in the cafeteria, but
I feel like that's doable. That should be doable.
it should be doable. But they're not going to do it, and they're not going to.
Eh.
But I'm honestly like the student council thing, and it always ended up feeling like a popularity contest.
It is a popularity vote.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean that is a skill in itself too.
Communication
Yeah.
skills. Gotta be good.
All right, so it is time to get into our 3 questions that we ask each other. There's going to be 2 choices to choose from, so pick your poison. Today's question is going to be about school life. All right, are you ready? Question number 1. I am good at. Choice number 1 is being the president of the student council. Or choice number 2, ranking first in school. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1.
Being the president of student council.
I feel like at least if it was a student council, I'll have a chance.
Yeah.
Like, even the slightest chance. If I'm marketed right. But being number 1 in high school, yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen for me either.
Yeah. I think the girl at our school that hit number 1, I think she graduated with like a 4.5 GPA. But then she didn't end up going to an Ivy League. She ended up going to like the best school in our local area. Like, I mean, it is like an accomplishment in itself. But if you're valedictorian of your class, wouldn't you go to like one of those big prestigious schools? But at the same time, if she didn't want to go there, it's all her choice. But
she wanted to stay with her family.
It kind of shocked me though. Question number 2 is, if the two of us run for president of student council, who would be elected? Would it be me, Bernard, or you, Jay? All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Jay. See, here's the thing.
Come on.
Jay would be the president of the student council. See, but here's the thing. The president changes every 4 years, or every single year for student council. So that means you're not really needed. I'm the guy in the background that makes all the actual important decisions.
All right. I'm going to clarify this. I agree with Bernard. I will be the president. Bernard will make all the choices. I agree.
So when it comes to responsibility and stuff like that, making things happen, Jay's kind of like the president that everybody needs when they have a hard time.
Yeah.
So they kind of get the chill, relaxed one.
And then I go and ask Bernard, what do I do? That's just kind of how my life works, actually. Yeah.
All right, last question is, who looks like a class president at JYP? Is it choice number 1, Charisma Taegyeon, or choice number 2, Humorous Jackson?
Oh, this is hard. This is like personal preference. Because they both could be.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Charisma Taegyeon.
Oh, this is hard for me. This is so hard for me.
I don't think it is. Why is it hard?
Because sometimes I feel like, especially in like a company environment, having like a very like charismatic, like person like is great. But I feel like people work together under someone who is constantly trying to make the mood lighter. I mean, he's serious when he's serious. Jackson's serious when he's serious, but he's usually just trying to like lift people. You feel me? I don't know. But Taegyeon was pretty on the ball too.
But Taegyeon he has a lot. He fools around a lot too.
He does.
If you like talk to him about stuff, like sometimes it's really hard to get like a serious answer out of him too. But I don't know. Both. If I had to choose out of both of them, I don't know. Just something about Jackson. Jackson definitely has leader characteristics though.
Okay, I got it. The main difference is Jackson is very approachable. And Taegyeon Young is a little bit scary at first. I think that's the main difference for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Taegyeon Young that you said that. He's in the army right now. He's going through some rough times, but I want to tell him that Jay was like, yo, Jay was so insane stuff. Like, people are afraid of you. You're intimidating. Nobody wants to.
I'm gonna tell Jackson you picked him. You picked someone over him.
You can tell Jackson whatever, dude. All right, so we're going to listen to a song before we come back with our Monday music charts. Here is 좋아합니다, or I Like You by Day6.
Yes.
And that was 좋아합니다, or I Like You by Day6. All right, so continuing on with our Monday music charts. Today we're talking about top 5 stars who was the presidents of their student council. All right, Jay, can you please start that off for us?
Yes, sir. Top 5 stars who were the president of their student councils. The 5th one is... Juyeon of The Boys.
So June was the student council president when she was a primary school student. He Her work is so perfect that he received an award certificate from the National Assembly. So, Jay, while you were attending school, did you end up getting any rewards or certificates for being a good student?
I got a lot of MUN awards.
What's MUN?
Model United Nations. So you go and debate in like a room with like 130 people. I've always been a debater.
A debater?
Debater.
So why do you always lose to me during these debates?
I offer to lose to you.
Oh, really?
I have many things to say, Bernard.
See, you can't say it because, you know, if the general public hears it, they're gonna vote for me. Like, if it was a vote basis, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was a jury here.
All I'm saying, Bernard, is I would destroy you, bro. But, you know, I mean, the older I got, I realized that it's not really worth releasing your opinion about something if it's not going to do anything. So the only people that I really argue with are the people that can do something that'll change something.
So what he just said, just simplifying it, he only argues with people that he knows he can beat. So he doesn't argue with me because he knows he's not gonna win.
Sad.
Continuing on with our Monday music charts. Top 5 stars who were the president of their student council, and the fourth one is. Chaonu of Astro. Alright, so Chaonu was the president of his student council when he was a middle school student. He was good at studying, so he starred in a quiz show. Have you ever thought about joining like one of these like quiz programs, maybe like Jeopardy or like?
Nah, I suck at trivias.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who do you think would, like, say for like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire kind of show? Who out of the Day6 members would go up and win? Or like has the best chance to win? Wampir? Does he know a lot of like random kind of information?
No, because once he starts studying something, he digs deep. So he would.
But you can't like even if you studied for that kind of show, like you can't even like you can't study because the topics are
so
too
wide,
broad. So like literally the people with the best chances of winning are the people that have a lot of useless information just stuck in their brain. I feel like
it's Wampir.
Is it Wampir?
It's still Wampir.
Because I mean, I remember what he said. Like, if he like gets interested in something, he really gets like caught up into it, and he like does everything.
It's like a level beyond what you would think it is. Like he's just constantly on the phone for like days, just looking at the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, continuing on, Jay, can you hook us up with the next one?
Yes, our top 5 stars who were the president of their student council. So the third one is. Hin of Mamamoo.
Alright, so Hin was the president of her student council when she was a primary school student. During a campaign, Hin got doused with water and said, "I will run until this water changes to sweat."
Wow.
Yo, that's a pretty nice quote, man.
I'm not exactly sure about the situation, but that'd be more impressive if someone doused her with water. Like on accident or like intentionally, and she just said that.
Oh, it's just like in the moment kind of thing. Yo, that is a pretty good quote. I like that.
Straight up.
So, I mean, you have certain times. I mean, as a musician, there's gonna be times where you have to speak publicly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was there a certain time when you just like you said something like super mushy stuff and you were just like whoa, hold up.
Super mushy stuff.
Yeah.
So
I was like, bro, I'm so mushy stuff right now. Like.
So mushy stuff right now. Nah. I don't
really.
do the interview questions for Korean just because like we were talking about it before, but I'm scared I'm gonna say something wrong or say something politically incorrect. So I let my members do the interview questions.
But that in and of itself, even if somebody were to say something, like I don't know how Korean people feel about it, but like honesty is really big on me. And I always thought like even if we may have different political views and stuff like that, just the fact that they have enough respect for me to say it up front to me to my face really gives them like credit.
Yeah,
like I give them props for that, because there's a lot of people that like to talk a lot of garbage behind the people's back,
but in their face they'll be like, "Oh, you need to be my best friend." I'm like, nah.
Like being genuine as a person, even if you don't know how other people may feel.
Yeah.
I feel like it's I don't know. It's a merit in itself.
Yeah.
Just something about that. All right. So continuing on, top 5 stars who was the president of their student council, and the second one is. Kim Gyu-jong of SS501.
Wow.
Alright, so Kim Gyu-jong was the vice president of the student council when he was a high school student. In fact, he was elected as the president, but teachers were against Kim Gyu-jong since he was preparing to be a singer. Because of criticisms from the students, he was able to maintain his posts as a vice president.
Wow. Wow.
So Jay, when you first decided to be a singer, were there anybody that kind of like had doubts, or maybe they said, oh, maybe you should chill out because it's kind of like a dangerous move or a risky move?
Well, I mean, obviously my parents, they're always worried. My mom is, constantly telling me, Jay, we need to talk, sit down. And we'd sit down and I'd be like, hey, what's up? And she'd be like, so, homie, you need to go back to school. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go back to school. And she's like, so when are you thinking about going back to school? And I'd be like, when I'm done and when I'm settled down financially, and when I have the leisure to be able to study what I want and to be able to create the career path that I want in the future after this one. She was like, no, you need to go to school now. And I'm like, what? Why? And she's like, there's always worried.
Parents are always going to make your kids go to school, even if their career path doesn't really require it. It's just the safest option.
It's safe.
They want you to be prepared for any certain circumstance that may come up in the near future. Because they've lived their whole life and they know what kind of curveballs they're headed towards you right now. Anyways,
exactly.
So they're just trying to look out for the best.
And for all like the musicians that want to be professional musicians in the future, something you really gotta keep in mind. That wasn't me crying. Something you gotta really keep in mind is that music isn't usually a career that lasts you for the rest of your life. To be completely honest, music will last you financially, stably. It'll last you when you peak. I'd say 6 to 10 years tops in Korea, at least. Even internationally, unless you're like
internationally, I feel like it's even worse. Like it's shorter.
Yeah, your lifespan as a popular artist that's financially stable is usually shorter. I mean, keep that in mind. When you're really saying, I want to do music, like really ask yourself, are you passionate enough to be able to give up things for it?
If you're doing it for the money, don't even get into it. If you're doing it for the fame, don't even get into it. If you really have a passion for music, if you feel like you really can't live as a person and it's gonna like tear you up inside, that's when you know. Because I mean, me personally, like the one thing that my parents and my friends told me to be careful over, like, why are you doing this, was they knew the power of money, they knew the power of fame and what it can do to change a person. So they were just like, don't get lost in the system, because a lot of people have messed up their life, messed up their career just because they thought they were hot shots when they're really not, And a lot of the times when you got a lot of fans telling you, oh my God, you're the best, you're so beautiful, you sing the best and everything like that, sometimes it gets to you. Like because when I first came into Korea, I thought I was the biggest, I thought I was the best person in like the music industry too. But then you kind of get like, you start to realize like, oh, there's just like always a time for it. You really need to humble yourself. This is like, if any career that needs the most humility, this is definitely it.
Like genuine humility, or else you just fail.
And people know when you're being real or fake too. So like, it's so easy to tell that. So it's just one thing you really need to keep in mind as well.
Yes.
All right, long-awaited one. We have a hint box that has 3 hints. Who topped the number 1 charts? Jay, can you please read those hints?
All right, the first hint was 내 여자라니까, because you're my woman. The second one is a man who is a singer, actor, and entertainer. I already know who it is. Third one is 육성재 of B2B's role model.
All right, so we're going to listen to a song before we come back and reveal which one hit number 1 on our charts. Here is Fancy by Girlkind. And we just listened to Fancy by Girlkind. All right, so continuing on with our Monday music charts today, talking about top 5 stars who was the president of their student council. So Jay, can you please repeat those 3 hints one last time?
Yes, sir. The hints were 내 여자라니까 because you're my woman, 육성재 of B2B's role model, and a man who is a singer, actor, and entertainer.
All right, so I'm pretty sure you already know the answer.
Yeah,
I feel like I have a good grasp on it.
This is the easiest one that we've seen so far.
All right, so Jay, can you please look us up on which one hit number 1?
Yes, sir. Top 5 stars who were the presidents of their student councils. Finally, it is the first place. Drumroll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the first place prize goes to 이승기.
Alright, so 이승기 was number 1 on our charts. Jay, can you please tell us what those 3 hints meant?
Yes, sir. 이승기 was the president of the student council when he was a high school student. He was also good at studying as well. His grade ranked 2nd in the school. Wow. He debuted with his song 내 여자라니까 because you're my woman when he was a high school junior. And he's a man who is a singer, actor, and entertainer. 육성재 of B2B's role model is also 이승기.
That's pretty crazy. Hitting number 2, because I think he debuted even before he graduated, no?
That's crazy.
So to be able to balance his school and his work life out and still hit number 2 is very, very remarkable. I can definitely see. He kind of looks like a guy that would be the president.
He looks like he's good at everything, like the perfect man.
Because it's really hard to hate the guy. He's really nice.
He looks nice. He even looks nice.
he's got a wonderful voice. He knows how to get a lot of the people and like his TV shows like involved and stuff like that too. Like he's definitely had good mentors kind of bringing him up too, in my opinion.
And very talented. Like I don't know about the acting aspect because I don't know acting, but even from a singer's perspective, he's good at singing. Like he's very technically sound at singing.
He has a good
talented
voice, honestly. He was born with a good voice. He has like a raspiness to it, but then at the same time, he could definitely pull off like the sweeter kind of romantic songs too.
Yeah.
All right, so unfortunately, it's already time to wrap things up for today's Monday Music Charts. Jay, you got any special plans for the rest of the day?
We're going home. We're playing Monster Hunter.
I mean, I'm gonna be playing. You're gonna just be following and just watching. I guess.
Whatever.
I guess I'll help you farm up. You know.
Yeah. Keep punching around while I swing my sword.
All right, so we're going to listen to 2 songs. Here is Love So Soft by Kelly Clarkson and Too Much to Ask by Neil Horan. Bye-bye.
Late.